Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mimi and I'm so happy that you're here. I decided to do a very simple look, but still keeping it really sultry with the eyes. As you can see, my eyes are a bit smoky. The darker eyeliner, which really makes the eyes pop, and the mascara, which is incredible. I'm actually really happy with the way this turned out. And I used, again, the Sephora's Destinations palette to achieve this look. I have been really liking this palette. I picked this palette up on a complete whim, just saying, hey, I want to try it because this color story is super up my alley. It's exactly what I want. It's exactly what I use on a daily basis. And I've really been enjoying this palette. This palette has been so good. So if you guys want to see how I achieved this look, then please keep watching. I'm actually going to use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. And I am in the shade number 7. I'm gonna puff directly onto my sponge and apply. And do 2. Do a little bit more. Cover my forehead and my nose. For concealer, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer, and I am in the shade Cookie Dough 4.3N. And I'm going to just dab this in the corners and blend out. Get the beauty blender. Now to set my under eyes, I'm going to use the Hourglass Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm going to use it with my little triangle puff. Dab it right into it and set my under eyes. And I'm gonna set also a little bit of my forehead and my nose with it. I'm going to do a little bit of cream products today. I'm going to do a bronzer and a blush, and these are both by Nudestix. One is in the shade Manila, and this is the bronzer. Looks like there. And then this one is in the shade Nude Buff, and this one is the blush. So I'm going to do both of these first, and then I'm going to set my face with powder. Do the bronzer first, and I basically take it up and I dab it directly onto my brush and apply it directly onto my face. Bring the bronzer up high onto my cheekbones as well. I know people don't really like to do that, but I like that because it makes me look a little bit more tan and look more like a sun-kissed look, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy this bronzer. I think it is so nice to give you such a nice, subtle, and natural looking tan. I love that, especially if you don't like heavy set makeup. This stuff is so nice because it just gives you a very natural look, which I thoroughly enjoy. Next up, we're going to do the blush now, and I'm just going to do a little bit of this. Just gonna take my brush, same thing, directly onto it and just apply it directly to my face. And this one I just do a little bit on the tops of my cheeks, and then I'll take it over the nose as well. And this blush is really good for, again, a very natural sun-kissed type look, and it's buildable. So if you are, like, I go into blushes a lot of the time with a very heavy hand, and this really, really helps with being able to build it up so you don't have to be afraid of it. So this blush is fantastic for that. And then I'm going to set my whole face. I already did the bronzer and I did the blush, and I like to set my face translucent powder after. I don't like to go back in with bronzer and blush. I'll do that if I need to, but for the most part, I kind of just leave it how it is. So I'm going to set my whole face now. This is the Laura Mercier, and this is in the shade Translucent. And it's just the regular setting powder. I'm just basically going to take a little bit of this onto the cap. I made a mess. I'm gonna take a bit of this onto the cap and set my face. So with this look, because these did actually pretty much go away with the translucent powder, I will go in and do a bronzer on top. Normally I don't do that, but I wasn't anticipating this to pretty much get rid of everything. I also didn't use a lot of it. I didn't go in with a heavy hand, so we'll go in and we'll touch up. I'm gonna do my brows next, and this is the LA Colors Browy Wowie, and this one is in the shade Warm Brown. This is one of my favorite affordable eyebrow pencils. It's really good, it gets the job done. I, however, am not a big brow connoisseur, so I tend to keep my brows fairly simple. I just fill them in and brush them out, and that's all I do. Just filled in. For eyes today, I'm going to use the Sephora's Destination, the palette Off the Grid. That's what it looks like. This is the color palette. I used this yesterday and I fell so in love with this palette. All of the shadows blend so nicely. They do have different types of shade selections. This is just the one that I went for just because I'm very much a neutral person, and I really enjoyed this. So I'm gonna use this today. This is the shade I just used for my brow bone, and now I'm gonna go in with this shade all over the lid. I'll use this in the crease, and then I'll go in with this one in the crease as well to diffuse it. And then I'll go probably with this shimmer all over the lid as well. Next, I'm going to do my lashes. I'm going to use my Shiseido curler. I'm using the Patrick Ta mascara, and for eyes, this is Major Volume mascara. For eyeliner, I'm going to use the Maybelline Tattoo Studio in Smoky. This one is in the shade Smoky Brown. Yes, Smoky is the name. I think it's the Smoky line, but this one is called Smoky Brown. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna put this all over my waterline. Because of the translucent powder, how it basically took away my bronzer and my blush, I can actually still see it a little bit, but I am going out to dinner. So I do want it to show up a little bit more, but I don't want to go back in and do more cream because I already did the translucent. I'm going to do a bronzer and a blush on top of everything that I've already set. So I'm going to use, both of these are by the brand Jouer, and I'm going to use the bronzer palette that they have, and this one is in the shade medium to deep bronze. This is the bronze duo. This one is in this shade Sunkissed, and this one is in the shade Sunset. So I'm going to do a mixture of both of these. Take the big brush and apply. Oh yeah, now you can really see it. That is the bronzer. Now I'm going to do the blush duo, and this one is in, it's called Adore, Blush Duo Adore, and this one is in Adore Me This one is in Adore Me and this one is in Hold Me. So I'm gonna do a mixture of both of these as well. Get on this brush and just go back and forth like I did with the bronzer and apply.